What's going on, guys? This is X. Yesterday, Vanguard dropped a surprise announcement for a major product that pretty much had a lot of players in the community celebrating, only for more information to come out that has soured said celebration. So we're going to discuss the product, its potential impact on the game, the news that just recently broke, and how this news changes things. So first off, thank God I finally started writing my own intros now, because me bumbling around was the biggest problem. It was like, man, how do I start this? Y'all ain't here for that. So anyway, what's this big product happen? Well, first off, they announced the Special Series 10 Premium Battle Deck Set, which is a deck set with two pre-constructed decks, one for Pale Moon and one for Grand Blue, one from based on Haughty and Night Rose, which, if you know what that combo means, is basically like the Rubby Lambert combo, the idols, the ones, the more popular, you know what I mean. So we're here to kind of talk about this and some information that did come out recently that kind of sours this product a little bit, So I didn't make a video on this yesterday, one because I was currently out doing some things and I wanted to finish my whole week-long break, because I didn't want to rush out a video just for the sake of it. So I was like, I'm just gonna take another day, and apparently I was right to do so, because that other day revealed some more information, which we'll get to. So let's kind of talk about the contents of this. First off, it is comes with a pre-constructed Pale Moon deck based on Hari with 16 G-Zone cards, so you get 16 strides. Includes 10 holo cards in 10 types. It comes with triple rares and whatnot. So this has a Premium Grand Blue deck, with 50 cards, 13, 18 types, 16 cards G-Zone, 10 will be holo and whatnot. It will come with a short storage box, a set of fires counters, and 2 play sheets. I'm assuming going to be those little I wish I had some to show, but those little mini sheets you do, which now looking at this makes everything's making a little more sense, but I'll tell that in a second. So first off, one thing is sought over after normal use be reprinted, right? So for example, Beatrice, which is a very impactful triple rare that dropped in the first V Clan collection, which is one of the mainstays of the deck. This stupid Skull Dragon, which gets big for no reason, also gets reprinted, and 2 pretty impactful cards with Hari and just Pale Moon in general also get reprinted. So that's good. That I have no problems with that. Popular G units reprinted. Dark Side Princess is pretty much a staple in the Pale Moon G-Zone. This Mega Trick is also another staple in the Pale Moon G-Zone, so that's good. Bad Bounty is a staple in Pale Moon G-Zone as well, as long as this. So that's all the reprints are good, as well as effect triggers will get reprinted as well. The draw PGs for these clans, which are already cheap, but that's good. These cards will get reprinted. The stands too. The heal guards also get reprinted. That's excellent. And the strike crits are there. So you get a rainbow lineup of 4 very impactful cards, right? I don't see anything wrong with this. This ain't that bad. So now we go on to the deck list for each one, and if I can open the tab, we'll see here. First off, the premium one, which I've now realized I'm now blocking the entire back half, but I think you can see on the website. I'm going to show you all the product there. So it comes with 2 Night Rose, which is a VR. Now that the VR protection is gone, you can now start pre-printing VR, so that's good. 2 Skull Dragons, nice. 4 Beatrice, which is a card that is currently, and if I can search this up on TCG Player when it loads. Why are you showing me this? Get on my man! You just killed the entire vibe. Okay, which we can see here is 1750. I think it's gone slightly down since it's announced a reprint, but it is. If you see, it is basically off the entire market. It has 12, 16, 20 listings, of this card that's just pretty impactful, not just for some V decks, but also definitely premium. So this is a very impactful card that is like 17 to 20 bucks, pushing 30. So that's a fantastic thing. That is one of the reasons why, that is pretty much the main reason why this is the 4 of, whereas Night Rose is the 2 of. But it's not saying that Night Rose isn't expensive either. It's still $18 again. It's gone down, as you can see by the pricing, down from 25 to like 18. So it's gone down. So but it's still a pretty powerful reprint. So that's already really good, right? Reprints have been fire. This whole thing is just basically reprints. Greed Shade, Columbard, Cannoneer, Ghost Ship, all cards. Thankfully, I'm not cutting off the triggers. We just went on with triggers, so that's good. Dancy Cutlass, Sea Strolling, Tommy Ghosty Brothers, which in Negro Bone. Now, the question is going to be more so, which Ghosty Brothers version of Tommy this is, because there's 2 versions. There's the original one, which was, Search for Night Rose, and then there's the grade 3s, the grade 3 searchers in V, that for the case. That's kind of the big question of what this is. We don't really know which version of these cards they are, which is right, because these are all reprints that have been retrained from G and into G or original into V. So that's always a question. The grade 0 is Grenache, which right now there's no saying that there's like a quick shield in here, so that means more likely this is going to be this, and then the starter for Hari is just going to be the original version of these cards instead of their retrains, which do nothing, which I think that makes a lot more sense. Very impactful. So, and the trigger units, one thing that wasn't shown is right here, the top one is actually the Stoicheia Overtrigger, which means Less Favorite is getting another reprint, meaning the Overtriggers are reprinted. Yeah, I get it. Understand, ban Overtriggers. Let's move on. Onto the G Zone though, we look at Roseate Twilight Night Rose, which is the I believe that was the box topper for GBT 14, because that one originally released in Japan as like a special like product set, and it got like a PR to it, so it's got 2 of that. That's fine. The card's really cheap anyway. Abyss Phantom Pirate King Night Rose. This was this a triple or a GR back in the day? But whatever, that is another reprint. That's good. Jumbo Dragon. I don't remember this card. I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember what Jumbo Dragon did. But both Obadiahs are reprinted at 2, which honestly I think this one could be reprinted at 1. Honestly, if I'm being honest, because Big Obadiah I think just does a little bit more stuff better. Bartholomew gets reprinted. Bad Bounty gets reprinted at 1. This is a pretty powerful card for Grand Blue, obviously there. Then the G guards, Negranola, Oriana, and Negro Lily, all good reprints. They're all really impactful into the G Zone, so that's good. I have no real issues with the Grand Blue deck, right? The Grand Blue deck is pretty much fine. I think the only real issue is that Night Rose hasn't been reprinted at 4, but I'm assuming whatever's going to happen with the premium or V product is going to kind of like fix that issue anyway, so it's really just more of a matter of time than anything. Now, if we go to my issue, more so with the actual Pale Moon deck. The Pale Moon deck, is more based on Hari, which, if you know anything about premium, for those of you who don't know about premium, Hari is not the real Pale Moon build. It is actually Nightmare Dolls. Obviously, they went with Hari because, like, cutting off Night Rose and Hari just doesn't make sense in this time. They're way more marketable together than just separate. So that's the thing. So we got Monster Edition Hari gets reprinted at 4, really good. Starry Pod Dragon gets reprinted at 2 because that's a important card into the deck. Tricky Assistant as well, pretty important card. Then everything else is pretty nice. Pop gets reprinted at 4. The Magia Doll cards get reprinted. Crescent Moon Jungle gets reprinted. So, yeah, it's pretty nice. Sky gets reprinted. All these cards are fine for Hari's deck build and whatnot, but honestly, this kind of feels more like a reprinting of the V deck rather than the actual premium like configuration. But considering no one's really like taken Hari and top with it, I don't think they really had like any like information about how do we make a Pale Moon Hari deck in premium. So I can get why they would be a little confused here. And again, High Base Collector is at 1. It actually gets moved down because Gray ones have like a whole bunch. So that's the thing. So also Galmahel, the Dark Sails Overture gets reprinted. And then we already went over the triggers. The real problem also comes with the G-Zone. So Masquerade Master Harry is at 2. Dragon Master Masquerade Harry is at 2. But that is a card that is so outdated and no one really runs like that. It's kind of like, why is this the one at 2? Why is this at 2 when another card, which we'll get to in a second, should be at 2 as well? So that's one thing. Mephisto reprinted. Millward gets reprinted. Okay, that's fine. Megastrick Yvette is at 1, and Dark Lord Princess is at 1. Okay, so here's the thing. The reprints we talked about, like Dark Lord Princess and Yvette, those are the cards that should be at 2, not Dragon Masquerade Harry or Millward, honestly. Millward and Masquerade Harry, Dragon Masquerade should not be the 2. I think the biggest miss of that one is that Dark Lord Princess and Yvette are not the ones at 2 instead of being what they are at 1. They're way more impactful for the deck. They do a lot more, they do a lot more for just general Pale Moon than the Haris or the Millward would do. So I think this was a big miss on the part of whoever designed this to just straight up be like, to be like, yeah, let's make 2 of the most powerful cards one-ofs. Meaning that people would have to like go search it out or, actually like buy multiples of this. So that's kind of scummy, right? And not to mention, like, Hari really isn't that expensive. Let's see, Hari really isn't that expensive when you kind of look at everything. If we go to, Masquerade Master Hari is like 43 cents. Master Edition Hari is $3.99. And then, if I can find for the Dragon, is it Dragon? Yeah, here it is, $155. So yeah, the cards that are like 2 ofs are already cheap on the secondary market. They're really not that impactful in the actual like list, right? And outside of secondary market, like they're cheap for a reason because they're not really played that often or at all. So yeah, it's kind of weird how the cards that are actually impactful for the deck aren't really the ones at 2, while these 2 are stuck at 1. But that's that's kind of thing, and that's important when we come to the actual like news that dropped today. So, speaking of which, the news that dropped, we've gone to the deck list and we've seen kind of like how the discrepancy between both decks are, right? Night Rose looks almost out of the box, competitively viable in premium. Like you buy it, you can probably go to a premium tournament and just add locals and just go crazy if your scene has a premium locals. So that's the thing, right? And keep in mind, image of product under development. We'll talk about it. So the news that dropped today was that Ideal put in their pre-orders for the actual premium battle decks, and it comes to the price right now is $134.95. $130 for 2 decks that aren't complete out the box, like fully built. I mean, fully built in terms of like actually optimized build, not like, you get what I mean, optimization rather than just like, yeah, you got stuff. So that is already just kind of like insane. That the price is $134.95. Now you would think that like, now granted, Ideal is more, did hike this price because they have a lot more stuff to kind of like do and whatever. So yeah, this is a high price, but even then, it can't be that much cheaper than the actual price, So, on that note, So I've seen a couple things from like vendors and whatnot that have kind of like, you know, under the rug. I ain't gonna tell you who, because that would just be crazy. But apparently, this is more so about for MSRP is looking like $110. And yeah, that's not really great. It's not really that great, honestly. And I went through the contents of the actual product earlier. Let's go back to the thing. We went through the deck list. You know, I said straight up Grand Blue is like really strong, but Pale Moon needs a lot of work. There's some cards that are just kind of missing from the actual deck build. I feel like, you know, just generic Pale Moon or at least Hari would benefit from more that just aren't there. So that's that. All the reprints are nice, but the problem is more so the outside of the decks. The only real cards the only real stuff this thing comes with is a storage box, a set of fighters coins, and 2 play sheets, which aren't even like real, like you know, actual like play mats, right? They're just gonna be like paper play sheets that you're gonna like sit down table and just crazy. For $110 to potentially $130, that kind of sounds like a bait. Like, again, like I said, we went through Beatrice and Night Rose. Beatrice and Night Rose would directly be part of the price, but also would be priced, like, I think them by themselves. The whole Grand Blue by itself buys pretty much the entire thing by itself, with its current pricing on the secondary market. So that's not the price in terms of like the contents inside aren't really the issue. However, there's a pretty big line right here on Ideal's page that is also, I believe, on the actual site too. Perfect product for anyone who wishes to start playing in the premium format. This is not, I'm telling you why this is not the truth. Or rather, it's not exactly what it is. For anyone looking at any product at all, $110 would be like, oh, that doesn't seem too bad, right? Like $100, cool. But there's something you notice, right? Anytime something goes past 100, unless you really want it, it's going to be hard to justify buying it. It's always the case with figures, with actual like video games for like special editions, etc. Like, it's really hard to justify buying something that's over 3 digits in the money range. And now we're also come to this bit right here. Perfect for anyone who wants to start playing the premium format. One of the big things I've heard with people who don't want to get the premium is because they talk about, oh, it's too expensive. And while, yeah, the fully optimized thing would be like way more than this, the problem is you could rather just, you probably could just get the whole thing for not that much more, honestly. Like, this puts the prices down in terms of secondary market stuff, but that's one thing. And even without the prices, $110 is not a great thing for a introductory product to premium that only comes with 2 decks and paper playmats. That's not how this should go. I think the biggest problem is that there's nothing really incentivizing getting multiple outside of just the cards themselves, which, you know, they're cool, but again, having Dark Lord Princess and Yvette be one copy in not just a deck, a clan that sorely needs these cards to even function is complete cap. This kind of sounds like complete cap. I'm gonna be 100% honest. And I think one of the reasons, I think if they wanted to do it, I think one of the big things they should do isn't really just do playmats. Playmats cost a lot of time and money. Like, that's a lot of things. But I think if anything you should do, put in sleeves, right? There should be like Hari and Night Rose sleeves still stuck in the office somewhere, right? You could just do those, or like get more you know, at least be like, okay, well, we got Hari and Night Rose sleeves, but they're going to be only in the first print run of this. It's just a first print one. You know, you get or at least like do like those like foldable boxes, like have like Hari Nose things. There's probably some extra products in the thing that you could just like, put them out there, right? Hari Night Rose deck box, Hari Night Rose sleeves. You don't even need to do this playmat, right? You could just do those. You don't need to go that crazy. I think just that's like one of the biggest things is that, yeah, it's reconstructed, but if you gave them like some sleeves and a deck box to actually put them in as well as the storage box, right? Like that would be a much better bundle. The problem is you're not really getting a bang for your buck, even with the actual having 2 premium starter decks. Pretty much, these are pretty much just premium starter decks, which is good. I appreciate that, but we're still missing that. If they had sleeves and a deck box for each deck, that would be much more impactful, because you immediately got right out the gate, sleeve these up, play some games, put them up together, and pack them up and let's go. Like, you don't even need to do like Rubby Labyrinth stuff. You don't need to put Luna and Arm on the actual like deck box or anything. Just literally do the sleeves that you already made and the deck box that you've already made. Put them in there, and yeah, there's more value to that already more effective value than just 2 paper playmats and some coins in a box for $110. You want to see something that actually that's priced way more, might actually have a bigger price, and again, work on ideals, kind of like a little bit capped here, but like 174 something. That's on Chrono Jet. Let me check QC there. Yeah, Stride Deck Chrono Jet. Let's go to the. Oh, okay, this was a mistake. Okay, that was a mistake. We were gonna forget that ever happened. But 170, probably like really just like 150. If being honest, if we take out like $15 or so, $24 out of it, $124. So this is the Chrono Jet Stride Deck Set Premium, because the original was like $50, $50 That's cool. So, but what do you get in this one compared to Rummy Labyrinth? Well, first off, if you look at the let's go to the original. Let me find if we can find the originals. 100 Stride Deck Set for $9.95. It comes with 14 new cards, 5 reissues and parallels. Comes with a pre-constructed deck of 50 cards plus 9, the 8 strides, and the 1 crest that will come important there. A short storage box, 15 acrylic fighter coins, 1 fighter's coin custom sticker sheet, 30 stickers. So now we've got the illustrations, got the new cards you use, and it's like you can even then you can still use old artworks of Chrono Jet Dragon on your deck, right? But what it comes with, and I don't think I can find it, but I think going any further would go crazy. So you would look at this, then you just go with all this. So we look at the premium version. You come with and let me tell you right, this deck is a tier 1 deck in Japan right now, and it probably will be when you come up here. So keep that in mind, right? This is already tier 1 out the box before you even add all the shenanigans to like make it straight up really strong. So this is tier 1 out the box, and the Chrono Jet Strike deck, which would be like 150, basically would be the same thing. A large storage box, but it comes with a playmat, 5 special top loaders, 1 special deck holder, and a premium display frame. Which if you've seen a Different Fights video about him opening it, you could tell like, yeah, no, all this stuff is high quality. Right? You get a large storage box, deck holder, 5 special card loaders, which is like how you like put like special cards you enjoy and want to like display, etc., and a rubber playmat, along with the custom sticker coins, the premium display flame, and the quick fighters coin. Also, the deck is altered because all the cards, all the new copies have a triple rare treatment Plus, the G Zone is SP'd with the crest being also SP'd, like triple rare SP'd out as well. So it bumped the rarity of the cards, added in a playmat, a deck holder, more top loaders, a premium display frame, and it just bumped up $100. But that still feels like a way more valuable thing than compared to 2 decks, which one of is basically a scam. to put it bluntly, it's basically a scam. The Pale Moon one is kind of a scam. That's now I'm saying this more so not just to be like rude to Bushiroad, because they didn't have to even do this, but more so like, hey, if you want to like kind of up things, here's what I think you should do. Well, I think this is kind of like my idea of what you should do for this product if you still have time to try and change things, which is, I would say, add in some sleeves in the deck box. Right, you've got these like those foldable deck boxes. You can do that. You probably have some left over, I'm feeling. So put some sleeves in, put some deck boxes in. It doesn't have to be like Harry Ratsway. Just literally any sleeve you got that doesn't have like another character on it. That's cool. Or it can be, excuse me, it can be during the first print run. So that's one thing. You can put sleeves, deck box is cool. You only have to do a playmat. That's it. Also, just change the Hari deck list in the G Zone to be 1 Dragon Master Hari cutout, 1 Millward cutout, and add Yvette and Dark Lord Princess to 2 instead. I think that just works so much better for the actual deck itself, works better for all Pale Moon players. That means they have a reason to actually kind of go into this and buy it for Pale Moon players, because I think the best deal is still Grand Blue. You know, Hari's still cheaper anyways. There's not really much you can do about upping the price theoretically on the secondary market. It's just more so just making it much more better for the players themselves who actually get it. So that's kind of my thoughts on everything. So what does this mean for the actual like community and stuff? I think this is still a good product, and I want them to do more of these, but I want them to do it in a much more comfortable and much more, not comfortable, excuse me, but a much more effective way. I think they just kind of dropped the ball hard on the Hari side, which is the biggest problem. But I think the Night Road side is fantastic. And so I think just really what should be done is, I think for the actual like player base, I think it's still a pretty good way to get into premium. I just think the price is too high. If it was like 60, maybe 80 at the most, people will be like willing to like, yeah, let's do it. Shoot, let's do it. What is it with Vanguard and like all these cool ideas always being messing around with the price? Like Dear Day, $70, still not on sale. Still got a $70 season pass. And you still gotta buy characters independently. It's weird. And then now this, which is kind of the biggest thing. It's like, yeah, I understand you need to make money, but there's a point between making money and making it accessible for the player base. This line right here, perfect product for anyone who is starting playing in the premium format, is only half true, because while you've given them some really necessary staple reprints, it's still not worth the mental price. That's really what the phrase is, the mental price. If the price mentally doesn't add up, it doesn't matter what's in this thing. It doesn't matter what's in these decks, right? If the price ain't adding up with the additional stuff, as well as just in general for a format that's not really, it's played more in English than Japan because they just don't run events there. But even then, like, people still have this awkwardness to get into premium. And if this was, say, $60 or $80, they'd be more likely to go in, buy it, see if they get a friend to like kind of help them learn. And I think you probably add more premium players, or you get people who want to try Vanguard in general, want to cop this because they think Night Roads is hot or something. But that's just my thoughts on the whole thing. I think it's a good idea, but the execution once again keeps getting fumbled. and I really want them to stop this if they want to make sure this game is actually still good in the West. Again, we're about a month away from like some ish going crazy. One Piece dropped and is the best selling like starter product of all time apparently. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, that's my thoughts. This video is probably just like, wow, that video got way too long than I thought. I'm so sorry, I just rambled. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. If you like more TCG content or Vanguard content in general, I just ask that you please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Where's my mouse?